Welcome back to Leadership in 320. I'm Brennan.
And I am Mitchell.
Don't ever do that again. I'm actually, if you do that and eliminate your wave, then I'm okay with it.
I know.
No,
I
don't do it.
kept my hands together.
And
I was trying to contain myself, and it came out in other forms.
Need to get a Chinese finger trap for you over there. I'll keep your hands down. What? This week, it's common to hear that, one lives life with regrets and, the goal of living your life without much or little regret at the end, or at least, having that philosophy and, its importance. And our spin on it today is, participating in things and filling your days with things that, you're not going to regret. Kind of the opposite way, but that's kind of a surefire way of
flipping it.
A surefire way of knowing that you're not going to have very many when you come to your own finish line. Does that make any sense, Charlie?
The finish line of life.
Finish line.
Yeah. Death. I was trying to make it more positive. I guess.
How you said it better though. Why is he sick? Watching a lot of Lion King lately. Why is he sick?
The king has returned.
No, but if you think about it, if you fill your days and you're mindful of doing things that you 100% know you will not regret, that's just a way to live a life without having regrets.
Well, it is, and I feel like if there's ever that gray area where you're not 100% sure if I will or I won't regret this, I think more often than not, the answer is yes. It's something you're going to regret.
If you have to put that through the spin cycle.
Yeah. If you need to think about it, you really know where it's supposed to be. Like maybe it's just more of the reason you're trying to almost tell yourself you don't need to worry about it is probably because it ends up being like a very minor inconvenience for you, and you just are trying to convince yourself that it's really not a big deal.
Yeah, this isn't that bad.
Yeah, I mean,
it's only once.
We go. We'll have another 40th birthday party for us.
And that is a great lead-in. When you think of stuff, you should go to, shouldn't go to, and I think that's exactly right. That was a great lead-in. When you think
I'm on a roll lately.
If you think of weddings, funerals, family reunion, and even just little things, if it's a little birthday party or a little gathering or whatever else, when you think about those things, how often are you going to regret going to those things? So thinking the other way.
Well, not even that. It's not even the event. It's the people that you're going to see and be around at the event, I feel like, too,
Yeah, I just don't think... I think a lot of times you don't know what it would mean. You know what it means to you if you're going to go or not, but you don't think about what it means to somebody else if you go. If you show face, only if you're there for an hour or two. I can't think of any time that I've ever regretted showing up somewhere and doing something. I think a good example for us where we're at in our careers, well, for me, I've been in a couple different places, so maybe a little different for you, but the same feeling. I haven't been a rambling man
compared to me.
I've
only been to one location, so you've been a rambling man, even if you only had two compared to where I'm at.
Yeah, again, compared to you, I'd be a lot of different things if it was just compared to you, not a larger pool. I don't know if that'd be good or bad, but different. Anyways,
unique. Everyone is unique.
You're trying to make me lose my train of thought, Charlie.
Did it work?
No, yes. So if you think of or did it work? You're still trying.
I was just asking.
I need to give you a snack or something on here to keep you busy.
I love snacks.
Like I do with my kids in church.
Don't you ever compare me to those.
Just here, take this bag of Cheez-Its and be quiet for a minute so I can actually think and digest something.
You're going to give me a snack, it better be better than Cheez-Its.
That was going to be something that's not loud and noisy because you drive me nuts with your eating anyways. Last thing I need is a microphone with a headset attached. That literally sounds like
eating on steroids.
That sounds like the worst possible thing that could happen to me is me having to sit and listen to you eat something.
Some Fruit Loops.
Into a microphone with me with a headset hooked up to it. Sounds like the worst possible thing ever. Anyways, like a work thing, like I've had a couple over the last couple of years, like a retirement party. Mm-hmm. And this sounds bad, but a lot of those things are so easy not to go to because, you know, if they're in the middle of the week, got to do a little dry, and it's just like, oh my gosh, we had a bit of a day anyways.
But it's also, again, it's one of those things where deep down, not even that deep down, you know you should be there. You can try to convince yourself that it doesn't matter. Like, oh, I only worked with them for 8 years. You know, or, oh, I only, you know, they got other people that
For 8 years.
they got other people that they like more than me, or they work with, you know, they won't even care. You know, all these things, and all of a sudden, you know, you walk in there, like, beat in there 10 seconds, you're like, yeah, I needed to come here. Like,
well, like you said, and you don't know, you know how to make yourself feel by going or not going, but yeah. And that's, I think, the whole motto of living without regret, you know, just showing up and doing those things. Same with you know, whether it's something where it really hits home to your point, it's like, yeah, you know, because sometimes I've had that where I've looked at Brennan in front of myself, I was like, oh my God, you have the feeling of not showing up when you're there.
Oh yeah.
Know what I mean? Like
if I wouldn't have done this.
Oh yeah, you're like, oh my God, it just eats you up, the fact that you even thought about not taking the time to come. And then sometimes it's not as grandiose, where you're sitting there and it's like, oh, you know.
Yeah, but you never have to second guess it then.
No, but you talk to a couple of people, but yet you still don't know, you know, that person very well might remember, you know, that they showed up.
What is it? It's one of those things too where, I mean, you don't know how it's going to be. You know, get invited to a wedding and you're like, you know, maybe it's not a family wedding. You're like, man, they're going to have 400 people there. Like, they're not even going to know or care if I'm there. And you're like, whatever, we'll show up. Show up to the wedding, you know, there's like 110 people there. And you're like, oh my God, like, they would have known if I wasn't here. But then it's not like that. Like, you're getting caught. Like, you just feel good about it then. It's like, you know, you end up staying. Oh, we'll stay for an hour. You're there for 4 hours. And it's like, oh, this was a, what do you call this? What do you say? Not like I was thinking, you know, like a key or, you know, memory thing, but you've said something about it before, like a good day or big day. I'm trying to think of how you phrase it.
I don't know, Charlie. Like, you're trying to give me credit for something, but I don't know what it is.
I just can't. But yeah, but bottom line, you're like, yo, this was this had to happen.
No, and it's, you know, it's the big things, like I said, a retirement party, funeral, whatever else, but then it's just even smaller than that. If you send the card, and that sounds so dumb because I admire people that are really good at that. Know what I mean? But I think it's so easy to say, oh, well, that person, again, what I just said, oh, that person's good at it, whatever, they're just doing that. But, you know, that takes a little effort and such a minimal amount of effort. But in the hustle and bustle of a day or a week, again, it's so easy to not send the card.
Oh, yeah.
Or not even send the text message. You know, if someone's got some not fun thing that they're going through and dealing with that you become aware of, you know, and all it has to be is just that text message, you know, hey, hang in there, thinking about you. Let me know if you need anything. I mean, that means, you know, when you're on the other end of those things, if you're in a bad spot, you got something going on, you get those things. I mean, and you remember them too. Mm-hmm. Know what I mean? You remember them for years and years after that. It's like, gosh darn it, you know, I really appreciated that when that person did that. And it's not like they're sending you $1 million check in the mail. It's just, you know, that they took a few moments of their time to reach out to you and let you know that they're thinking about you or whatever it may be. I mean, that's where really strong relationships and trust and like respect is for. You know, I can think of the people that have taken the time just in different circumstances that have reached out. And a lot of times it's people that you're not, you know, you don't have a day-to-day relationship with. You know, if it's past colleagues, whatever it may be, that, you know, if you got something good or bad that just came across your plate, that they always reach out. And it's just like, gosh, you know, and I kind of emulate those people. I try to be that person, and I'm not even as close to where I want to be in that regard. But it's like, oh my God, I want to be one of those people that do that. And like I said, it's not grand fashion. It's behind closed doors and just reaching out to people. And
well, I mean, I feel like it loses some of its effect too. You know, if you're like posting and put it on Facebook or something after, like, oh yeah, stopped by Brennan's house, had to help him with a quick project that he needed. You know, it was good afternoon. You know, it's like, no, because I mean, I feel like then it's like you're not doing it for the other person. You're doing it for yourself because you're trying to, you know,
doing it for the gram.
bolstering yourself up.
No, but I mean, it does feel good again for yourself to do those things for other people. But you know, it's not even. Well, it's the same thing we always talk about. You know, it's a couple acts, you send the card or whatever else, but it's like, you know, this is kind of just what you do. It's one
Well, this is who I am. We've said this more of negatively before, but it's like, do it in a positive sense of like, this is who I am now. You know, I don't have to try or to think about this or do this. I mean, I'm just doing it.
Or you don't want it to become this is who I am now. I can go the other way too. Like
well, so usually we are focused on that.
Right now, if I look at myself in the mirror and all the things I've been doing, Brennan, this is weird. No, I wouldn't like it. Please tell me that's not true. This is just a phase. This is a season. This is not who I am now.
Oh, man.
So it goes both ways.
I don't know. I'm going back to our...
Sometimes you want to lock it in. You know, this is who I am now. And other times, you know, you're trying to cut the bolt out.
Hit the restart button.
Actually, this was a joke. This was a goof.
I was kidding.
I was just trialing this out. This is not for me.
I want a full refund.
Take me back. Country roads take me home. To somewhere better than I know. And with that, I'm saying of the daily habits of life and, you know, fitness being in a good spot, which, you know, I'm getting there, but that's don't say it ain't so. Isn't that Weezer? Please.
Oh my goodness.
Please no.
But I do. I just think that it is. I mean, so often, and I know it's come out before with me being a little selfish with my time, and you know, a lot of these things, you know, that
I got thinking about this to interrupt you.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're gonna like this better or worse. I've done some reflection on this as you brought it up. I don't know if you're as much selfish with your time,
just overall, but
I'm gonna say inconsiderate with your time. I don't know if that's better or worse, but I think that's actually more fitting.
Selfish, inconsiderate, almost synonyms of each other.
A little bit.
So I mean, you could dare to, you know, interchange them. To be honest, selfish almost sounds better. If I'm being selfish, it's just making it about me. If I'm being inconsiderate, it's
about others.
Yeah, making it about yeah. No, that's I don't like it only because it's equally true. But thinking about that though, I'm not gonna let you derail me. I'm laser focused. I do think though it is. I mean, so many of these things it's a time factor. I mean, any event, activity, not even going to something, but just taking the time to send a text, write a card, you know, and obviously it's varying levels of time. You know, are we talking about taking 45 seconds to type out a quick text message, or are we driving 8 hours halfway across country to go to visit someone, you know, or to do something like that? You know, it's varying levels of how much time you have to take. But I also think, you know, it comes down to, are you going to regret doing whatever that is? And I feel like more often than not, or almost every time, it's no, you're not going to regret doing that.
No. But again, and that's not what you were saying, but the illusion, you know, it's not always like I said, that could be throwing a card in the mail, you know, if you're driving cross country, where that could be super meaningful at some point. But I also would attribute those to being like that thing that you've taken hold of. I have not as much. I just mentioned it briefly one time, dude. The Disney World thing.
I like it though.
That would be a Disney World thing. So many times as far as like driving 8 hours or something.
No, but it could be a situational thing. I'm talking like, what if you're driving 8 hours to go to a friend's child's first birthday party?
You could, but there's the danger of that though. If you're driving 8 hours to someone's first birthday party, but you are you know, can't go to an event or something with someone closer, a relative that's 10 minutes away. You can't.
You're twisting a positive and making it
but
negative.
Because some people do that, I think, once in a while, and then lock themselves in as, you know, I'm doing this. I'm very giving of my time. I show up for things because you did that one grand thing and you drove 8 hours where you can't.
I'm hoping if you're the person that drives 8 hours, you're already doing like if this is an action plan. This is the final step of the action plan. The other steps not the case, though, underlying
of your Disney World dad phenomenon that you're so happy with. You get to show up for the grandioso thing, but guess what? You can't play a damn board game with your kid when they're at home. You can't take the time for that.
I was talking about like, yeah, I was thinking more myself, not
I'm just
like
saying
others and their situations. But yes,
I'm just saying it's a danger to that. But
it is.
because I think
it
some
should,
people give themselves credit for those things, which it's the smaller little steps.
they do. I mean, but again, what sounds more meaningful if you're posting this or sharing this with people?
It's never been a social media thing.
No, but I'm just saying, even for yourself, like what sounds more meaningful? I drove across the country to this first birthday party. It was a great time, got whatever. Or I played Farkle with my kid for 45 minutes. Like, what sounds more glamorous?
Well, that would be glamorous if you're posting it.
But I'm saying it's the little things too. I mean, you're still making a choice, whether it's a big thing that's going to be a 3-day thing, or, like I know you say I'm stealing your term that you stole from somebody else, but your power hour. I mean, it's the same thing. You get home from work at, whatever, 4 to 5 o'clock. And yeah, do you want to sit down? And I know Dirk's just got like Monopoly Junior that Ashley's already played with him, and I need to. But, that's probably not your number one thing that you're looking forward to doing as soon as you get home is playing this game. But, at 10 o'clock that night, are you going to regret doing that? Absolutely not. Are you going to regret saying, hey, sorry, let's try this tomorrow?
Rain check.
Yeah.
Rain check. No. But it is. I mean, that's, like you said, with your own kids and games and stuff you play. But you have the people that show up with your own life. And then you even notice it more when it's your own kids. Mm-hmm. And it's one of those things that, well, some people share those emotions differently. But you have and it's usually not a large pool of people. But you got those people that they're going to show up for your kids' stuff. And the ones that don't, and that's the way it is, and that's fine.
Well, yeah, that's good, and it's not up to you to get to decide how other people act and how they feel. But again, I want to be in the other pool for other people. I want to be the person that is, that they know is going to show up, and that they're, again, you're not doing it for you, you're doing it. Well, I mean, not, hopefully you enjoy it too, but I mean, you're doing it for them.
Yes. No, that would be the point for sure. But yeah, like I said, there's all the time with, there's things that involve pomp and circumstance, whether they're personal things, professional things, and then there's the things that don't. And very rarely are the things that involve pomp and circumstance. And there's the people that are the first to be there when it involves the fireworks and the bands. And maybe the only time that they show up. And then, of course, there's the ones that are there in the middle ground. But I think it's, again, if you going back to the things as far as the decisions you won't regret, like I said, are you ever going to regret playing a game with your kid or throwing a ball out in the yard?
Well, even, was it the other day?
You're never going to regret that.
You and me were out there with all the kids running around, throwing the football around. Still crazy that we could still do that in December. But yeah, like right now it's like, that we were out there for like 45 minutes or whatever, an hour. And I mean, is that going to be something that you would ever regret doing? No. And, hopefully it's, I mean, I had a fun time. I enjoyed it, but I mean, hopefully, the kids are all, I mean, they might be a little more banged up than we are right now after some of the shots they took, but
I think they're just fine. I think the only shot that was taken was the one that yours took because of you.
No,
I threw an absolute fastball with a pretty heavier duty Nerf.
That was like an old school Nerf ball.
Like a Nerf football, but it wasn't like a puffy one because you could throw it into the wind and still put some snap on it. And he was standing less than a foot away from you. And I threw a rocket.
He was right in front of me.
As we like to do, if you throw the ball to the kid, they think they're going to get it and you reach over and grab it.
That's not what this situation was.
Which we were playing monkey in the middle.
That's not what I thought was happening.
What do you mean? What did you think was happening?
I thought the ball was rising.
Okay, but so you're saying that's not what I thought was happening. You're talking about the trajectory of the ball.
I didn't think what happened was what was going to happen.
Yes. So we're on the same page that is the activity we were participating in.
Yeah.
So I threw one probably too hard, way too hard. I'll admit that, but it was on an absolute line from the minute I released it,
This was a
had
ways
its
away.
target.
This was a ways away.
It had its target
It was
right here.
rising. That's why I was. If this is his head, I was right here going to catch it.
You made zero effort
Because I thought it was gonna
to
go,
deflect it. Whatever.
It's not like it hit him in the mouth. It hit him up here.
It smoked him, and all I saw was fall to the ground. Like, oh my god, because that hurts bad if you like hit any of this area of the mouth or whatever else. But that was my hope. Like, if it hit him in his forehead, he's gonna be completely fine. That's not gonna hurt.
If it would have been a little lower, he would have knocked his eye into the back.
This is gonna surprise him. But boom, and the ball goes flying up in the air. Which
he hit the ground before the ball.
Which was the hope that it was a forehead shot.
And it was,
because it took off.
And he was
the
good.
air
And he was fine.
He was good. Yeah, no. But, just there's so many different levels as far as not regretting things,
One just to me, sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say,
jump in.
It all evolves back to, people. Really is what it comes down to is, if you spend the time with your people, are you ever going to regret swinging in after work and visiting whoever it may be? And then the other side of that too is, as far as all the good things in life, you usually don't regret engaging in any of those activities. And that goes back to wellness as well. Are you ever regret not stopping at McDonald's per se and getting a Big Mac with a large fry and a mellow? Anybody really get a bellyache about that? God, I really wish I deserved that.
I think the only time
I should have slammed that down.
The only time I'd ever maybe say that was if it was like the 17th, 18th of March and you decided not to and you just missed out on a Shamrock Shake.
Well, yeah, you gotta. Shamrock Shakes.
Mom makes better ones anyway. She does.
Those ones are better.
He's a liar, Mom.
Those aren't Shamrock Shakes. Those are grasshoppers. The Shamrock Shakes taste much more artificial and lovely. It's not just the cream to mint syrup. I don't know what they're putting in there, but it's something good,
something powerful.
It's something real bad. Okay. I don't know what it is.
They got real leprechauns back there making them.
I don't know what they got going, but same as have you ever regretted? Here, I'll just ask you. You can decide. You have a weird indentation on your elbow. What is that?
Where?
You got something bad or hit by something? What is that?
Where?
Right there.
Here? I have no idea. Same on this one.
Before.
Your elbow fat hangs over yours.
All over mine. Well, that's how it's supposed to look.
I don't know. I can't see it.
Can't see it. I've never seen that.
Last time I was able to see my elbows when my shoulder dislocated his face in the wrong direction.
Have you ever regretted a workout before?
I think this is a trick question, but no.
Why? Maybe your lack thereof.
Well, this is going the wrong way. Yeah. Have you ever regretted a workout? No. Have there been a day when you're like, yeah, I'm going to get this workout in or this run in, and then you maybe push it back, and then, it's kind of gets too late. Get a call from Kevin saying, it's Pizza Ranch night. And do I regret going to Pizza Ranch? Absolutely not. But now my, my 4-mile run and my little workout was replaced with eating 4,500 calories at Pizza Ranch. And I don't regret that, but I do regret
you worked out your body in a different regard.
Yeah, we hit up some hard cardio.
You probably got some steps in, making a few lines back.
Not very many though. I usually we do less plates, more stacking.
Yeah, you have you and Kevin both. It's like you do realize you can go back up there.
The difference is though, I eat all mine. Where Dad might he loses steam. Where I'm a semi. I'm shifting through the gears, getting stronger.
No, but just as far as the enjoyment and the combination, which I don't want to waste a plate when one has to be. But it's like you guys. There's
a young kid back there washing dishes, and why should they have to wash 4 of my plates when they can only wash 1 of them?
Like I said, there's, I guess you're paying to extent the experience. You could take another plate.
Oh, I like the surprise of wondering what's under that next layer.
No, what I think it is.
What did I put under here?
You're see, I'm gonna turn it on you just because you tried to make me feel like
what?
No, you said I'm not being conscious of the people, the dishwashers. You're not being conscious to the rest of the people that are just trying to eat something there. You got your plate like, oh God, they might not have any more of this out. You got like a full pizza folded up on there. Another one. Then you got a chicken dinner sitting on top of that.
That's not true.
That's not true.
I don't eat chicken at Pizza Ranch.
Couple of chicken breasts stacked on there with a bunch of gravy. You got when you got your half a pizza folded over, you just wipe it off of the napkin there.
It's
so
more
they can
like
open that thing up.
It's like a pizza lasagna with my layering system in there.
Oh my gosh. No. But I mean, like you said, the point is, are you ever going to regret, going for the run or whatever else?
If you get hit by a car, maybe.
Yes, Mitchell. That would be an exception.
You did.
Yes.
You got hit by a car, kind of.
Unofficially.
A van.
I apparently have an enemy that I didn't know of, or they were.
You just didn't know that Dad had that kind of van back behind the shed.
He's trying to. What motive would Dad have to do that, Mitchell?
Other
than just wanting me gone.
Yeah, sounds like motive enough to me. You just answered your own question.
The risk versus reward on that would not add up. I don't cause him that much problems.
Why? He clearly got away with it.
Oh my gosh.
There's no risk at all.
I don't know if Dad's ever driven a van before. We could ask him.
He did. On a family trip a long time ago, I remember we rented a van, minivan.
Down in Florida.
Yeah, back 25 years ago.
25 years ago. So you would have been about 15.
Not quite. Huh? Close. Closer than I'd like to admit.
Bottom line, I think it's sometimes, in my mind anyways, it makes sense to look at it a little backwards. If you fill up your days with doing things that are non-regretful items, then, it's hard to live with regret, or a steady stream of it anyways.
Yeah, but if you're putting yourself in a position every day to, kind of doing the things that you not even know you should be doing, but feel you should be doing.
Yeah, again, things you're not going to regret. I think at work, and I do not do a good job of this, trying to do a good job. If you go check around on a Monday morning with people, and, hey, how was your weekend? If you burn up some minutes doing that, which again, we've talked about this too, that's not knocking anything off the to-do list per se. But as far as, what's that word? Some people call it, I'm not going to build a thing of it. That's going to be too bad.
What word, like what do you, and to what it,
like when you're putting your time into people, the kickback you're going to get on that. We've talked about it before. Like your relationship capital. I think that's what I was looking for. You're building some capital in that, along with enjoying the company of your colleagues, which of course is a positive, getting to know them, but you're building some connections there that, is
what is, and I think it's
regrettable.
Well, I do. I think it's
behavior.
That part of it's great too. I mean, it's things you don't regret is getting to know people better.
No, do you need some water over there?
No, it's just needed that a couple weeks ago too. It's dry in here.
Don't do that.
I'll do that all day.
What? Continue. I interrupted you. I was scared.
But yeah, I was just trying again. I'm gonna bring my humidifier in here next week. It's dry. It's just thinking though, like, I mean, when you get to know people on deeper levels, then you do this kind of a thing, or it's like, their kids, what their spouse's name is. It's not just like, how were you and your husband this weekend? Like, I think he has a name. I mean, do you know that? I mean, did you know that? Oh yeah, they were gonna go to the Christmas tree farm, just like a Hallmark movie, and cut their own Christmas tree. Like, how's that Douglas fir you got, or whatever kind of Christmas? I mean, just getting to know people better. I mean, it is, and I think of back to when I started when I was teaching. It's like it didn't happen that often, but I'm like, it kind of made you feel good when the administrator stuck his head in your door and was like, "Hey, how's it going, Mr. Kent?" Had to look at the nameplate.
Oh my gosh.
But no, I mean, it does. It just makes you, I feel like it makes you feel good. And again, it's not a show that you're putting on. It's just, like you said, that relationship capital, and it's just getting to know people better and what they're about. And just, I mean, I feel like it just makes the whole experience just run so much better.
Oh, These people, yeah, it can't be business all the time.
No, and I mean,
That's
and in
so fun.
return, they ask you. You know, I mean, I feel good. I like visiting with people. So it's not just like you don't know them, they don't know you. I mean, they're asking questions about you then. How was your weekend? How was this? And it's like, oh, yeah, I did. Oh, I did mention that to you. I mean, it just, I don't know. It goes both ways of making you feel good and something that you don't regret.
No regrets. Not even one letter. What movie?
We're the Millers.
You're right.
That's a movie that was pretty good. I'm not going to make the recommendation to any of you to watch it if you have not already, but it's pretty funny.
I just mentioned that in our last episode. Watch them Yogi Berra special on Netflix.
Yogi Berra. All right. I have not. I'll check it out. It was
like a feel good thing, and just, you think you not know somebody, but I had my own interpretation of his legacy. But
that was something that you do not regret in watching.
I did not regret.
All right.
Regret.
No regrets.
Watching it. No, but I think especially on the holidays and everything else, family time, whatever else. If it's making cookies, just watching a movie or whatever, if you're just giving the gift of your presents, you're not gonna
gift of your presents.
You're not gonna like that presents. You know how to spell it?
I was just gonna ask you, how do you spell it?
I asked you first.
I don't. You're asking me because you don't know how.
I know how to spell it.
Do you?
You don't want to.
I do. It's Prescence.
I don't think so.
What?
Do you have your phone?
No, I don't.
You said Presc. I don't think that's
E-N. Now I'm concerned.
No, you should be.
At the spelling bee, you get a piece of paper to write it out on.
I didn't think there was a C on the front end there.
I'll be right back.
You need
keep them alive.
Hey, you need to bring that back in with you. I don't want to hear the update as you come back in here. I never was that great of a speller. I'm going to be really disappointed in myself. But extremely delighted if it is what I think. If it is what I think it is.
Let's see here.
You still haven't even given an official spelling, by the way.
P-R-E-S. I'm going to stick with my original, even though I don't know if it's right. I know how to spell the other presents.
I know. See,
there's a C. Still, I haven't. You can see, I have not looked.
How to spell presents? There's not a C on the front end. It's S-E-N.
I'm going to do it even. This is super annoying, but I'm going to do it this way to see if it'll say it. How to spell presents.
Presents is spelled P-R-E-S-E-N-C-E.
I think I was right, Charlie. And that's what you get for putting me on the spot.
Hey.
I was. What's that hey look like? It looks like someone just dumped a whole package of Pop Rocks in your mouth. Hey! Hey!
Do I regret doing this? Absolutely not. I do not. I was confident, and I believe as the great Michael Jordan once said, you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. And this one didn't even catch rim. But I'm going to try again next time, too.
Oh, that was all right. You tried to put me on the spot, Charlie.
You started it. You asked me.
Then I was going to drop it. I did. I was going to say, how do you spell it? Because I could already see in your eyes. And then I was just going to leave it alone because presents. I wasn't. But then you engaged.
Well, naturally, that's the kind of person I am, and you set a little booby trap out there for me, and you knew I was going to walk out there and catch my foot in it.
Oh my God.
Looking around, ain't nobody out here.
Oh my gosh.
I'll go after that salt block.
Oh my gosh. On that note, we're going to work hard to engage ourselves in the things that we know that will not carry in regrets. Day by day, right? I think, again, we talk about this. If you say, well, I'm going to live a life, I'm not going to have any regrets anymore. Well, it's a complex, rather, thing to say in a statement. Involves a lot of different things, but
what is it?
Day at a time.
Yeah. You can't just flip a switch either. I mean, just like everything else in your life, you can't just immediately start doing that every time. I would say it takes work, it takes practice, and to get to that point where you feel like you're constantly doing that too. So you got to give yourself some grace.
I'm going to work to give those in my circle my full presence throughout the holiday season. And I might even give you a present And if I did, it'd probably be a dictionary, dummy. I'm done, Charlie. That's all I want to lead off. You can close this out here.
I appreciate you. Seeing me falter here at the end, don't let that deter you from taking on new challenges this week. I know it's not going to stop me. In fact, it's made me even hungrier. I might go to Pizza Ranch and look for new challenges later today. So have a great rest of your week. We will see you next Thursday.
See ya.